Hey guys, so 4 reasons you're not losing weight and what to do about it. Reason numero uno, the most common one and the foundation of your health and fitness is that you're not sleeping regularly. And when you're not sleeping regularly, it throws off your whole schedule. So the majority of my clients are going to bed like 11 p.m. midnight when they first come to me. And this is like the first thing I work on because it's so important. If you're not sleeping regularly, it's going to throw off everything in your whole schedule. There's no way you're going to be eating a decent breakfast. There's no way you're going to be meal planning. Setting up a decent lunch or even packing a lunch. Next thing you know, you're going to the cafe, the cafeteria, eating out at a restaurant, and so on. You're too tired to exercise. By the time you get home, how are you? Hey, Jordan, been a long time no see. By the time you get home, you're so tired from your day because work takes priority, right? There's no way you're going to take the time to exercise or have the energy to do that. So poor sleep will disrupt your appetite regulation. It's going to cause you to feel hungrier, which means it's going to lead to increased calorie intake. It's going to have all these secondary effects that will just cascade all the way through, make it really hard to hey, what's up, Jordan? It'll make it really hard to lose weight. Your T cells are going to go down as well, which makes you more prone to illness. Inflammation goes up, and when you have inflammation, it's a lot harder to lose weight. And I'll get into that in point 4 as well. It'll lower your mood, it'll depress your mood, gives you forgetfulness, impaired judgment, decrease central nervous system activity. So there's all these, the point is, if your sleep isn't right, nothing else is going to be right. It'll throw off everything, And I suspect actually, and this is just a theory, but I suspect that a lot of my clients who come to me for weight loss, that they got into this situation through having a poor sleep schedule. That's just a theory. We'll see how it develops over the next few years. Maybe it'll turn into something beyond a theory. So as point number 1 is not sleeping regularly. So point number 2 is not eating regularly. When you don't eat regularly, you have poor energy. Your energy is going to drop. You may have digestive problems as well. I have a friend, and maybe he'll be watching this as well. He would go so long without eating that when he did eat, he had so much stomach acidity to give him really bad digestive issues. This is just from going so long without eating, eating one or 2 meals a day. But the time he would eat, his stomach would just cause him problems. And at first we thought it was an allergy or this or that. He started eating quinoa and some other stuff. Maybe he was eating too much fiber, so on and so forth. Then it turned out it was just simple. He was just going too long without eating. Another really popular fad diet right now is this 1 meal a day diet, the OMAD diet, right? Let me tell you, I've never once seen this OMAD diet work. And a lot of people who go on this OMAD diet as well, they're usually struggling with morbid obesity. They're usually over 300 pounds. It was a really difficult situation. And the thing is, this 1 meal a day diet, it's going to slow your metabolism. And the thing is, so you take on this 1 meal a day diet, and your calorie intake goes down, right? And you suspect, therefore, you'll start losing weight, right? You're eating less energy, you're going to start losing weight. As your calorie intake goes down, because you're only eating 1 meal a day, on the other end, your body responds to this by lowering its metabolism. And just pretty much just matches your calorie intake. And you'll maybe start losing weight, but eventually your metabolism is going to catch up. It's going to catch up pretty fast too, and they just get stuck. They plateau. Usually, say they're 330 pounds or something, they get down to 290 or 300, and they just get completely stuck in the worst rut, and nothing they do seems to get them out of it. So that's the thing about this diet. It's a service level treatment. It doesn't address the core issues behind this person's situation. And it lowers their energy as well, so they're not going to exercise. If you're not exercising, that's also going to lower your metabolism. It's just really bad for endomorphs as well. I have these three infographics on my website. You go to the one that's nutrition fitness for busy professionals. Scroll down, it'll go over the 3 body types. This is the O type I'm talking about. And these endomorphs, your body is already set to, idle, basically. Your metabolism, sorry, is already set to idle. And this 1 meal a day diet, it just drops even lower, and this is why you plateau. So, like a lot of these diets are just it's sort of like taking a pill versus addressing the root issues. The United States is really, or the West in general, is really good with acute care. Like if you have, like a heart infarction or something, you go to the hospital. The United States is a great place to be to treat that. But it's not going, but we're not very good, at treating, lifestyle issues and chronic illness and chronic disease. Disease, pill, right? That's kind of how our society works. And likewise, we kind of take this mentality with nutrition as well. Oh, I just need this special diet. Maybe this special diet will help me lose weight. Maybe going to the OMAD diet or taking even like a literal pill will help me lose weight. But you're leaving these core issues though. So that was point number 2, not eating regularly, and point number 1 is not sleeping regularly. So point number 3 is not exercising regularly, and this is tied into point 1 and point 2. So if you're not sleeping regularly, you're not going to have the energy to do exercise. By the time you get home from work, because work is going to take a priority, right? Then there's no way you're going to have energy to go and do that run that you used to enjoy. There's no way you're going to be able to get on that bike that you used to love to ride, or whatever your habit is, whatever your old hobbies were. There's no way you're going to have the energy to do those because you're not sleeping regularly, you're not eating regularly, your energy is low. So some benefits of exercise: improved neuroplasticity, which is great for your brain, for learning and so on, right? Improved mood, improved sleep. Okay, notice how these two are tied together, point 1 and point 3. Improved blood circulation, increased mitochondrial density. That's something you're going to want. So what does that mean? That means it'll give you a higher metabolism, right? In mitochondria, they're oxidizing fats, burning these macronutrients. Increased mitochondrial density means that you're burning more macronutrients, which means your metabolism is higher, which is exactly what you want, especially if you're trying to lose weight, which will increase your higher resting metabolic rate. So what is the RMR, resting metabolic rate? It's basically how many calories you're burning at rest, like right now. I'm at rest right now, right? So how many calories I'm burning now, say, 1,600, that's my RMR, right? And by exercising more, it increases how many calories you're burning sitting around even. So if, say you're exercising 3 days a week, and for all those days that you're not exercising, as you build up your fitness, you're burning more calories. Another benefit to exercise is improved insulin sensitivity, increased bone density, and strength. So that was point number 3, which is not exercising regularly. And point number 4 is they don't know what to eat to lose weight. So again, that was point number 1, was not sleeping regularly. Point number 2 is not eating regularly. Number 3, not exercising regularly. And number 4 is you don't know what to eat to lose weight. And a lot of people jump to point number 4, thinking that this is the problem and the solution. But in reality, you kind of went around, you kind of took it backwards. You went the wrong way, essentially, right? The number one thing, if your sleep isn't right, then it doesn't even really matter what you're eating, and point number 4 is just not going to be effective. So a couple of points to this of not knowing what to eat to lose weight is your omega-3 to 6 ratios are going to be off, which ties into inflammation. When you have a high omega-6 intake and low omega-3 intake, that's really great for building muscle. That's great for bulking. Like if I wanted to get big and strong, that'd be great for that type of a goal. But if you're trying to lose weight, you're going to want to lower your omega-6 intake and increase your omega-3 intake. Another is that people are eating at restaurants, events, friends' houses, especially imams. For example, perhaps rabbis, pastors, so on. These types of people in this profession. Hey, Stephanie. Types of people in these professions, they're always out at events. They're giving speeches, giving talks, and stuff like that. And so, they're just literally not at home during these key, meal times to cook for themselves. And they don't know what healthy options are because the options have seemingly been chosen for them, right? They're in front of them. The meal's been catered, right? So they don't know what healthy options there are. My 3 infographics can help you with that. And another thing is they don't have the key habits for weight loss, right? I'll give you three key habits right now. Like, one would be eating until you're 80% full. So you eat slowly, which is actually another habit. I just threw in the fourth one because these two are so tied together. But eating slowly and stopping when you're 80% full. All right, this is one of the first habits you want to work on with weight loss. The eating until you're 80% full, that actually comes from Confucianism, which is really interesting. And notice as well that a lot of Confucian countries, like in East Asia, have really low rates of obesity. Vietnam actually has the lowest obesity in the whole world, interestingly enough. Another good habit is having protein at each meal. When you sit down for a meal, first thing I ask, where's my protein? Where's my protein dense food? It doesn't necessarily have to be a meat either. Some beans or lentils. It can also be a protein dense food. And fourthly, non-starchy veggies. Where's my non-starchy veggies? Broccoli is like the first thing that comes to my mind. You can also use beans it can count as a veggie as well as a protein. And these will give you that fiber as well as micronutrients and so on, and plant chemicals that are vital to our health. And I'll give you one benefit as well before I close out here about vegetables, because it's something that's always fascinated me. Is that when you eat vegetables, like I just mentioned broccoli, we'll take that one for example, right? We've learned just in the past about 10-15 years with the Human Genome Project, where we mapped out the human genome, right? We've learned that the foods you eat interact with our genetics. They're turning on and off parts of our genes. They're upregulating and downregulating parts of our genes, right? So broccoli, it activates a part of our gene, which in our liver, which detoxifies our blood. And when you're lacking this this enzyme, because you're not eating these foods that activate this gene, and your liver turns to other detoxifiers. That's a huge advantage of broccoli. And broccoli is really great for your liver health. So if anybody with liver problems, fatty liver or something like that, broccoli is actually a great vegetable to add into your diet. And on that note, I'll talk about one last one, because this topic again interests me a lot. Lycopene from tomatoes, like these red and orange vegetables. Lycopene can prevent prostate cancer because it downregulates a gene which causes prostate cancer, essentially, which is quite fascinating. So I hope this video was beneficial. Having our everybody's winding down on their Sunday night, getting ready for our week. I hope this is beneficial to you all. Check out the website in my video description, where you can find those 3 infographics that I mentioned earlier in the video. The one I recommend starting with is Nutrition and Fitness for Busy Professionals. That's a good one to start with for most people. The other 2 are still really beneficial as well, but I do recommend doing, though, because there's a lot of good information in these. Is pick one and work at it hard for like a month. Make small incremental changes. The first thing you want to work on is your sleep. If your sleep isn't right, you can ask Stephanie. She's an occupational therapist. If your sleep isn't right, like she told me, then the rest of your day isn't going to be right, and your whole, all of your your life skills are going to be thrown off, essentially, right? So first thing you want to work on is your sleep. Once you get that right, then work on other things and figure out what your limiting factors are. What's my number one limiting factor to weight loss, or and so on and so forth, and pick at it from there. Pick just like 1 to 2 things at a time to work on. Focus really hard on them. Master them, and then move on. So if you just download all 3 of these infographics and you just kind of blaze through them, you're probably not going to benefit from it. But if you download one, go through a few pages at a time, focus on it. If you scroll down, though, I think like page 8 or something like that is where you'll find the one on sleep. Start with that, and God willing, you'll benefit from it and move on. All right, assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If this benefited you, please let me know. And if you have any comments, criticisms, and so on, feel free to message me or leave a comment. Assalamu alaikum.